Before we get too comfortable with the talking points, let us name the game. Your Jersey City tax bill is not one number, it is where several public systems meet. City Hall, the Board of Education, Hudson County, debt, contracts, payroll, development deals, and sometimes years of decisions that nobody explained clearly while they were happening. That is why this series cannot just ask, why did the tax bill go up? The better question is, who moved the money, who explained it honestly, and who left out the part taxpayers needed to know? Because in Hudson County, public money problems are not some imaginary thing. In July 2026, the U.S. Attorney's Office said a former Hudson County Parks Department director pleaded guilty in a bribe and kickback scheme tied to county parks contracts. Prosecutors put the figure at more than $1.5 million, bribes and kickbacks from 2019 through 2024. That is not ancient history. That is the same county government universe taxpayers are funding right now. And in Jersey City, the Justice Department said a former Jersey City Board of Education president and former acting executive director of the Jersey City Employment and Training Program admitted embezzlement and fraud in 2023. So when residents hear budget language that sounds polished but incomplete, skepticism is not paranoia, it is pattern recognition. Now bring that back to the tax bill. The bill has layers. There is the municipal piece, the city budget, public safety, sanitation, administration, debt, lawsuits, contracts, and the cost of running Jersey City. There is the school piece, the Board of Education side of the bill, where spending, state aid, salaries, facilities, and student outcomes all have to be examined in public. And there is the county piece. Hudson County has its own budget, and that cost lands inside the same envelope. So when an elected official says the tax rate changed, or we held the line, or this increase is not our fault, that may be partly true, but partly true can still be politically useful. The bill is built from a few moving parts. First, the budgets decide how much money has to be raised, then the taxable base decides how that burden gets spread, then the rate is calculated, then your property's assessment decides your share, and that is where the fog starts. Your assessment is not your tax bill. It is the value government puts on the property for tax purposes. Your tax bill is what happens after the budget, the rate, and your assessment collide. A rate can go down, and your bill can still go up. A rate can go down and your bill can still go up if the levy rises, if your assessment rises, if the school or county portion jumps, or if the burden shifts across the tax base. That is why we cannot only watch the rate, we have to watch the levy, the assessment, the county, the schools, and the deals that sit outside the normal formula. This is where abatements and pilot agreements come in. We are going to give those their own file, because that is where the public language gets very slippery. For now, here's the simple version. If a development does not contribute through the ordinary tax formula the same way a regular property does, taxpayers need to know exactly what it pays, where the money goes, and who made that deal. No slogans, receipts. If you own property in Jersey City, start with the record. Jersey City's tax assessor page points residents to public assessment records. The State Property Explorer shows parcel data, assessed value, prior year taxes, and property class. Check the assessed value, land value, improvement value, block and lot, property class, then compare it to last year. If the record is wrong, do not argue with a press conference, build evidence. In New Jersey, the regular assessment appeal deadline is generally April 1st. If the municipality had a town-wide revaluation or reassessment, the deadline is generally May 1st. That difference matters. Missing the window can mean waiting another year, and an appeal is not, I hate my taxes. An appeal is, the assessment is wrong. That means comparable sales, condition issues, photos, appraisals if you have them, the property card, the dates, the record. This is why taxpayer education is part of accountability, because once people understand the machine, it gets harder to sell them half a sentence. When officials talk about budgets, ask which budget. When they talk about rates, ask what happened to the levy. When they talk about growth, ask who is carrying the growth. When they talk about development, ask, is this in the normal tax base or is there a separate deal? And when they say the system is fair, ask to see the records. That is the mission of New Edition Jersey Journal. Next file, the April 1st deadline, how Hudson County homeowners can read the assessment, build the evidence, and avoid missing the window. For the language behind ownership, taxes, and power, read pride, property, and power. Learn the language before the bill arrives.